Hello, my name is Mike Pfaff, and this is my YouTube channel, Living in the Illusion. Now, last time we got together, we talked about the fact that you create your memories. And in the process of creating, your memories are not the event that you think they represent. They are a creation and not the event. Oh, that is a little difficult to understand. So this week, we're going to change a little bit, and I've been struggling with how to present this next bit of information about the illusion. Oh, by the way, we're having a little green tea today. And it is very good. Now, I put the title for today up here. You live in an alien world. You live in an alien world, which kind of means that, as in Western terms, that you came into the world. You came into the world from some other place. In an Eastern understanding, you might say, well, came out of the world in a unique way. And of course, all humans come through the female energy and through the womb into this world. That's the only way. Now, in this alien world that you come into, you have a space suit. We all have a space suit. And we walk around in it until we leave the planet. And of course, the space suit stays here, and that is basically your body. So as you look at this little diagram I put on the board, it is like half of the spacesuit, and the back half is kind of opened up so that we can discuss it. So in this spacesuit, we have 5 antennae. And I didn't draw lines to them because I didn't want to make it look too cluttered. I'm looking for my pointer. But in this little diagram, this represents, you can think of these as little computers, but that represents your 5 senses. Okay, so this is sensory input. So you got touch, I tied it to there, and your ears go there, and your mouth, this represents your tongue and your taste. Goes here, you got a nose, those 2 little dots go here, and you have eyes, they go there. And so you got your 5 senses. Now, within the 5 senses, to the 5 senses, the information from the 5 senses represent what's outside of you. Now this is outside the spaceship, outside the space suit, outside the space suit. What is outside the space suit? And the other important question is, of those 5 senses, what are they picking up? What are your five senses picking up? For instance, does the eye pick up everything there is to see? Does it pick up everything? And all the senses, your nose, your hearing, your touch, your smell, your taste, are they picking up all of the information that is out here to be received? Well, you got to say no. No, they're not. They're only picking up what they're designed to do. The eye only picks up certain waves of energy, light waves of energy, and the taste buds only cover a certain amount, and your hearing only goes up so far, and then it starts hurting, and you don't get any more sound, and it feels bad. And if it's too low, you don't hear anything. So there are ranges for these senses. And therefore the senses cannot pick up everything that is out here to be revealed. So that means on the inside, you're not aware of what's really outside of you. You are only aware of what your unique senses can give you. And that's why, in the long run, we made friends with dogs, with the wolf, because he could see more, hear more, react faster, and so we use him to extend our senses, our ability to know what's out here around us. And we did that with a lot of things. And that's what our instruments do. Like on the space probes, the instruments are more finite than our senses and give us more information. So in our spacesuit, with our sensory information, we don't know what's out here. But we do know enough to survive, and maybe that's good enough. So now the information comes in, a lot of information. What's it mean? What's all that information mean for you? Your input information from the outside, what does it mean to you? Well, first of all, doesn't mean anything. Doesn't mean anything. It's meaningless until you ascribe a meaning to it. So how do you do that? Well, you got to compare it to something that you know, so that you know the information that you're receiving has some value to you. Isn't that interesting? Now, how do you know if information has value to you? Your past experiences. And what are your past experiences? They're memories now. And so are your memories real, accurate, and complete? To test this data. No. They are creations based uniquely upon you. And each one of us is slightly different. So each one of us will interpret this outside information differently. Now, in the egoic world, we will believe, oh no, we're all the same. We live in one world. No, we don't. We each live in our own world that is uniquely ours based upon our experience. So you take this information and you must look at it through what you know, which is your experience. From the past, which are memories. Ooh, that's memories. It's got to be more than one. I dropped my marker. And there it is in my hand. Okay? Memories. Now, once you get this information over here, and you look at it and determine what it means for you, now you can create a model. Now you can create a model of what you think. Actually, it's what you believe, because these are your memories are your belief system. So you create a model of the world. What world? Your alien world. Your alien world that's out here. So again, you don't know what's out here, but it's energy. So you don't know what's out here. Your senses, finite senses, take in a certain amount of that information. You look at that information through your past experiences, and you create a model of what you think is out here. Isn't that fun? You do that in every moment. This is a shifting. Every moment it's different. And every moment you create a new model. And this then, this new model becomes a new created memory that you store in the subconscious mind. And then you use that as part of your filter system. What an interesting world. What an interesting world we live in. Now this model then, now in the past I've said you project it out here. But this model is what you believe is your outside world. You believe that this inside construction is your outside world. Now, whether you think of it as a projection on top of this, or whether you just recognize that your inside model is the world you're living in, doesn't matter. So let's see what we can find out. Oh, the other thing I wanted to point out. This is meaningless. This outside information, meaningless. Until you give it meaning by developing a model. So outside, meaningless. Inside, meaningful. Meaningful. Now the reason I'm making that point right now is because I'm going to read something from the Course in Miracles. And basically it says, this lesson, this happens to be lesson 4. This is the first attempt in a long-range purpose of learning to see the meaningless as outside of you and the meaningful as inside. You give the meaning to everything in your life, not from what is out here, but your interpretation through the mind on the inside and the creating of this model. Now, what does that really say? What's the conclusion? Nothing out here. Everything is in here. Everything is an interpretation in the mind. Oh, where will that lead us? We'll have to wait and see what we're going to be discussing in our next adventure. Again, outside your spaceship, meaningless. Inside, meaningful. I know I called this a spaceship, but it's kind of like a spaceship. It is I call it a space suit because it relates to the body, and the body's kind of a suit around you. So give that some thought, and we'll pick up something else of interest in our next video here in the illusion. So be good to yourself, and we look forward to seeing you next time. Bye now.